a bit breezy today, so heading towards a tunnel. We're going to stop beforehand as there's a shop above the tunnel, and we're just going to nip and get some bread and milk and a few other bits and bobs before we do a big shop, hopefully over the weekend. But if we get stuck, at least we know we've got the essentials. Bridge number 60. So we are at Shrewley Tunnel. There's the mouth of the tunnel there. We're going up that little tunnel at the side, which is a path up to the top where we need to go and get some bread and milk. And Lisa probably wants some wife wine. Soraya is all the way down there. Beautiful little spot for a mooring, but don't know what the internet's like yet. We haven't dared even look.
No, we're only stopping to pop to the shop, aren't we? Well, that's the plan, unless...
But it is. It's beautiful.
You just see all the centuries of stories and tales that the rock face...
There is a board. Lisa has taken a picture of that, so I'm sure when this appears in the vlog, if you pause it there, you should be able to read it, hopefully. But yeah, we're going to walk up this little side tunnel, which I cycled down. Well, carried the bike part way and then cycled down other bits. It's yeah, some of it, I have to say, living on the boat, you do get involved in some little adventures, even to get bread and milk. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but I've been told this tunnel is wetter than an otter's pocket. And this was yesterday, and it's rained overnight. I know there was a little waterfall at the side here, and it's beautiful across the other bank. I did stop and look yesterday, but I don't know if the camera will pick that up. But if I zoom in, it's all raining off there. It really is really pretty, and it's coming off here as well onto the water below. But for any of you or my friends that ask me, Darren, why on earth have you moved on to a narrowboat? There you go. I really shouldn't need to explain it any more than that. These are the places we see, we stop, we make home for a few days or just for a few hours. This is why we did it.
Lovely.
Absolutely beautiful. Right, into the abyss. Oh, sorry folks, just going to whip this around. Put my head torch on. So this is the passage that they would have taken the horses up onto the top of the tunnel and then moved them along over the top, because there's no towpath under there, so it would have been a Leggett tunnel. And you can see the old worn bricks in the floor where there used to be ridges on them. They're more profound at the top. So next time you come out of your nice house, walk down a concrete jungle to the corner shop for milk. This is how we sometimes get to do it. Lovely. Ooh, it's quite steep. There's Mrs. D down at the bottom. Onto the road there, you just seen a car go past, and the shop is round to the left, as hopefully is my van, which is where I left it. To the canal. And there's my van, and there's the shop. With a little chapel there that's been converted into a home. You probably can't make it out. It says on the top, I think it's 18 06. I think that's what that says. It's sandstone, so it's a little bit worn.
Next to the store.
Next to the Shrewley Store, which I have to say is a bit of an Aladdin's cave, and it's run by an Indian couple who do their own range of curries and lamb samosas and chicken samosas, which we felt obliged to buy to try. Honest, it was an obligation.
We'll let you know what they taste like.
Yes.
Isn't that cute?
But yeah, lovely little chapel conversion. And if you do need to come up here, that way is back down to where we came from, and straight across the road you follow that track. There's a little CRT sign that's a little bit hidden behind the bushes there, and you go that way and it brings you out on the other towpath. So back to Soraya.
Giraffe.
Oh yes, I noticed them coming up.
That's pretty. Black butterfly looking as well.
I know there are apps we can use, but that is rather pretty.
Looks like a giraffe's head, actually.
Sure, it's probably just a weed, but it's pretty all the same. Although that said, people say about weeds, I really like a good sized thistle. I think they're incredibly pretty flowers. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I have to say there are some really pretty thistles. Now there's a handrail here for the elderly and infirm, or boaters who like me who have a habit of falling down. So back onto the steps, which these have obviously been put in because originally this would have sloped all the way up, so I can imagine it was quite steep at one point, because these are quite large steps. And you can see here where water has ran down the ceiling and caused calcium lines in the ceiling of this little walkway.
Is it a ceiling or a roof?
It's roof, isn't it? Because
But yeah, it's quite
yeah, you can see where the calcium's run down. Right, back onto the old cobble bit at the bottom here. Back to the boat.
At least there are raised sections to stop you slipping.
Quite worn, but yes, I have to say I did cycle over the middle of these yesterday because they're really quite worn in the middle. So that first bit of water that's coming off the edge is actually coming from this gully, so it must be rainwater from up the top. There. And then it runs down that rather pretty moss bank and drips into the tunnel. But I say I don't know if it's picking it up, but trust me, it sounds wet in there. But we'll soon find out. We've got a brolly at the ready. As Julie would say from Rhapsody in Blue, oh, what a pretty bridge reflection. Marvellous.
There are some beautiful bridges though. I don't think we have taken them for granted, but we just see so many now, don't we?
Yes, it's the numbers we tend to look at because they're on our maps, and we know literally we can pinpoint exactly where we are with bridge numbers.
What we use to navigate. Yeah, look at the rock faces.
Yeah, let me just get to this bit where the sign is again, because this was cleared of vegetation so people could see it more clearly. And then here's the sign, but Lisa has taken a photograph of it. But there's the sign for a slice of time. But as you can see there, if I go up, zoom in and go up,
Truly cutting.
you can see there. And then that line there, where's the lens? There. Looks like a clay sediment, so maybe that was a flood at some point. But yeah, it's fascinating. You've literally just got to take a breath, stop and look.
Sites of special scientific interest, thin layers of pale coloured sandstones, green mudstones, sandwiched between two thick layers of predominantly red mudstone. The middle of this sandwich is called the Arden sandstone. The three layers tell us a story about environmental changes in the area 230 million years ago, during the Triassic period. So yes, it really is just, yeah. And in as recent as 2023, they cleared the
Yes,
vegetation
yeah, on this section, so
to
you could
expose
actually
it.
see it.
You wouldn't see this in a car.
No, no chance. Animals like the rhynchosaur once walked this land and left their footprints in the mud. Well, I do that every day, but
There we go.
no one puts me on a plaque. And what I'm going to do is, there you go folks, there's a QR code, so if you pause this video and take a picture of that on your phone, it should give you the link.
Lovely.
Oh, and there's another lovely dinosaur.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Mwah.
50 next week.
She is. Lisa's 50 on the 27th of April.
Just a number.
Fabulous and 50. That's how you score brownie points. Chicken Samosa from Shrewley Village Store.
Already devoured.
The lamb one.
In fact, I'm still licking my lips now. Go on then, give us a verdict on the chicken one.
That's yours. Mine's on my plate. That's as nice as the lamb one. These are absolutely cracking.
Gimmel's gone funny. The looks we were just giving each other when we ate them just now was like naughty but nice. We're actually parked near the store, aren't we, dear? So I can see you coming back with...
They are absolutely cracking.
I do have a plate. There we go. What's left of my mango chutney. But yeah, definitely recommend them. Shrewley Village Store.
Yeah.
So, yum.
So Shrewley Tunnel, 396 metres, 8 minutes at 2 miles an hour. Sound your horn, well there's nothing coming anyway. And our tunnel light is on. Lisa's at the tiller, ready with her umbrella, because we've been told it can be quite wet in here, and a boat that came through yesterday said it was really quite wet, and we've had some rain overnight, so that's not going to help the situation. See, there's cars passing at the top and they've no idea this is all down here, or they just don't take time to take a breath and have a look. See a bit of a slip there. We've had a bit of a landslide. Let's get some footage of this water at the edge here. But I can't then move around with the camera because that's in my way. Pouring in there. Yeah. Just going to put some more light on the ceiling for you folks, because I think we're coming to a very wet bit here, because I can see it coming down the roof. I'm just going to step back under the brolly a bit with the camera, but I don't know if the camera's picking that up. All the calcium deposits there on the ceiling. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. There's more coming up. I'm under the umbrella keeping the camera dry. There won't be any bow footage of this tunnel because we knew it was going to be wet and our front big camera isn't waterproof, so we've left it off. Oh, there's a gusher coming up here. Oh, have you heard that, folks? Let me just grab this. Alright, so there's the entrance. You come in there. I'm sure you must be able to hear the water running in here.
There are debates as to what speeds you should go through a tunnel, as long as you don't go too fast, but at the end of the day, go at whatever pace you're confident and comfortable with that's safe, I suppose would be my only advice, without going ridiculously fast.
I mean, this is a two-way tunnel, so if you're both doing 2 miles an hour heading towards each other, that's more than sufficient. Look at that one there. Beautiful.
But no, one-handed with an umbrella, this is a pace that I think is sensible for us today. Look at what revs we're doing.
About 900.
What, about 2 miles, 2-3 miles an hour?
About 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Just pottering through all that calcium on the walls.
It also means you get some good footage because we're going at a reasonable pace that if you miss anything, you can still quickly capture it.
Look at all of that. Lime scale.
Get a wrist bit hold of this umbrella. Pretty.
Bit dry now, so I dare move the camera. So that lady's walked over the top, you see.
Now in tick over, just to give you an idea of what speed we were going, because we're about to pass a boat.
So it's now Easter Saturday and these are the first chicks we've seen, or ducklings we've seen, actually out on the water. And she's done quite well, she's got 5. Look at those little nuggets. Well done, Mummy.